There's a vulnerability in sharing the deepest struggles of my family. It's not about seeking pity, it's about finding understanding and connection where there's been so much pain and silence. Opening up about my family issues feels like peeling off layers of hurt and disappointment, hoping someone will understand the complexities of my feelings without judgment. I'm caught in a whirlwind of emotions: frustration, sadness, guilt, and sometimes the weight of it all feels too heavy to carry. But maybe talking about it will help me find a way to breathe again. My family is both a source of love and conflict, and learning to navigate that balance has left me confused, tired, and yet still hopeful that things can get better. The hardest part about family problems isn't the fighting or the tension, it's the silence, the unsaid words that hang in the air and make it impossible to heal. I've always carried the weight of my family's problems alone, afraid that if I open up, I'll be misunderstood or dismissed. But today, I'm ready to let go and share my truth. Sometimes, I wonder if the dysfunction in my family will ever go away. But then I realize that healing begins when we stop pretending everything is fine. It's not easy to share the raw truth about my family's struggles, but it's necessary. Sometimes the most painful stories lead to the deepest understanding. Behind every family problem lies a story that hasn't been told yet, and perhaps telling it is the only way to find the peace I've been searching for. When you grow up with family drama, it's easy to feel like you're stuck in a cycle of repeating mistakes. But I'm trying to break free and rebuild something better, one step at a time. I've been holding my family's issues in for so long that it feels like I'm suffocating. Maybe it's time to release all that pent-up emotion and let someone in. There's so much I've kept hidden, hoping it would just go away. But the truth is facing my family's problems is the only way I'll ever feel free. Sometimes it feels like the weight of my family's past is keeping me from moving forward, but I'm realizing that the only way to heal is to acknowledge it and confront it head on. There are moments when I feel like I'm carrying the entire world on my shoulders, just trying to make sense of the chaos my family has created. The more I try to ignore my family's issues, the louder they become. It's time to open up and let someone hear the truth about what I've been going through. Family is supposed to be a source of love and support, but sometimes it feels like a battlefield. I've been struggling with the war inside, and it's time I talk about it. It's terrifying to admit that my family isn't perfect, but pretending it is only prolongs the pain. I'm ready to confront the truth and take control of my emotions. Opening up about my family's struggles isn't about blaming anyone. It's about acknowledging the hurt and taking the first step toward healing. Every time I think about my family problems, I feel a mix of anger, sadness, and frustration, but I'm learning that expressing those emotions is the first step toward change. For years, I've buried my feelings about my family's dysfunction, but now I'm ready to bring them to the surface. It's time to heal and find peace. There are days when I feel completely overwhelmed by my family's issues, but in those moments, I remind myself that I'm allowed to ask for help and share my struggles. The hardest part of dealing with family problems isn't the anger, it's the constant questioning of whether things can ever truly get better. I've been struggling in silence for so long, trying to handle everything on my own. But maybe opening up to someone will help me find clarity and strength. It's hard to admit that my family isn't the picture perfect image I once wished for. But now I see that accepting the imperfections is the key to my own healing. Sometimes I feel like I'm trapped in a cycle of hurt and misunderstanding with my family. But I know that the only way to break free is to speak up and share my truth. When you're constantly trying to please your family, it's easy to lose sight of who you really are. I'm learning to reclaim my voice, even if it means confronting the uncomfortable. I've been carrying this weight for so long, and I can't do it anymore. Sharing my family's struggles might be the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's also the most necessary. There's a sense of fear in opening up about my family's problems, but I know that facing this fear is the only way to find true peace within myself. The emotional roller coaster of family issues can feel endless, but I'm learning that by acknowledging my feelings, I can start to regain control over my life.